Hi, friends. Today I'm going to do a reading for J.D. Vance for the first 3 months of 2026. Now, I just finished a reading that I did for his boss a few minutes ago, so I thought I'd do him. Okay, let's look at J.D. Vance for the next 3 months. Okay. Now, I was talking about the card that I always pull for Donald Trump when I'm reading. For JD Vance, I can't get a card for some reason. And it's probably because, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only, he's like a chameleon. He changes, in my opinion, and this is, for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. He changes like the wind. A chameleon is a reptile that's able to change his appearance according to the surroundings of his environment, and I think that's really sums it up for him. He changes his opinion whenever it benefits him, or whenever he thinks it will help him. He'll change his opinion, his views, um, situations, whatever it takes in order for him to win. He'll do it. He'll change it, even to the point where the gossip says that he might even change his family and his wife if he thinks. Now, I'm just kidding, but they do have rumors about him that he's thinking about changing his family if he feels it would benefit him. That's the gossip. That's just gossip. Okay, so let's see what the cards say when it comes to JD. Six cards. Okay. All right, let's see what we have. Okay, let's get started. Now, the first card that I pulled for JD was the Hierophant in the reverse position. This is the Hierophant card. Okay, this is usually talking about government. It can talk about leadership. It can talk about the church. It can represent education. So this is the Hierophant card. But I pulled it in the reverse position like this. So let's see what it means. Challenging tradition, unconventional lifestyles, unconventional relationships, reverse role, and nonconformity. Okay, well, all right, let's see. That was in the reverse position. Now, if it was upright, it means traditional institutions, traditional values, conventional conformity, marriage, commitment, religion. Okay, I think this is what he tried to portray, in my opinion. He tries to portray this, that he's Mr. Traditional, the wife and the two kids, conventional values, conformity, marriage, commitment, religions, beliefs, social groups, educational knowledge. Okay, he wants to portray this. He wants to portray this, the Hierophant upright. But in reality, he's more like this. So let's see. Challenging tradition, unconventional lifestyles, unconventional relationships, reverse roles, and nonconformity. Okay, so that's his very first chord. So let's see if we can get more in depth here. That doesn't tell us too much. Okay, now the next card that I pulled for him was the Page of Wands. And if you can see this card, this looks like a young person. This got a new idea. Okay, that he's thinking about this new idea or a new plan that he wants to put forth. So we kind of all know what his new plan is. Okay, he really wants to become the president. He wants to take over DT's job. Okay, in my opinion. Okay, so it says good news, courage, optimism. Okay, so he's um getting good news. Now we talked about how GT when he comes back to work is going to be bombarded with problems and that he's getting tired of this. So I don't know if that's the good news he's hearing, but he's got some kind of good news and he's optimistic about him and optimistic about it. Okay, and I think this may be the case because the very next word is competition. Now, who is he competing against? You know, um, faithfulness, a courageous, energetic young person, salespersons, yes, actors, yes. You know what? I always feel like he's acting. Act one, scene two, whenever he talks. I don't believe he believes a word of what he's saying. It's just what he thinks his audience wants to hear at that particular time. That's him. Um, Politicians. Now, a lot of politicians do that. They're putting on a show. They're putting on an act. Now, his boss puts on an act. He's a showman. And I think he's trying to be a showman too. He's just not that good at it. You know, when he's not telling the truth, actually, it's all over his face. He's not a real good liar. And in my opinion and opinion of a lot of people, he never rings true. It's something about him that just does not ring true to most people. So it says politicians, sometimes preachers, okay? Um, Inspirational speakers, performers. So I think the cards are trying to tell us that yes, he's putting on a performance. JD puts on performances. When he's talking, he doesn't mean a word of what he's saying, most likely. And this is for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. But I don't think he means anything he says. It's just whatever he thinks his base, which is Trump's base. But in reality, is it really his base? Because I don't think Trump's base really likes him. But he's trying to appeal to them. So whatever he thinks that they want to hear, that's what he's going to say. He's a chameleon. So whatever is going around in his environment, whatever is in his environment, that's what he tries to adapt to. This is JD. Okay, now the next card is the Fool and card, but it's in the reverse position. Now, the Fool upright is a young person starting on a new journey. They're optimistic, they're happy. But they have their heads in the clouds sometimes. And it's a little dog here, and the dog is barking and trying to warn the Fool, be careful, get your heads up out of the cloud because you could potentially walk over this cliff and fall. Okay, so I think, but it comes out in the reverse position for him. So the fool means he's got to be careful and get his head out of the clouds. So let's see what the reverse message is. Oh, it says foolishness, fear of the unknown, impulsiveness, poor judgment, risk, naivete, or naive, being naive and inexperience. Okay, yes, I think he's naive because what he's doing, he's dealing with these old seasoned politicians who really know what they're doing. And I don't think he does. I think he was just thrust in there by his sponsors, which happen to be the uber rich and the people that want to get that 2025 agenda going. So they pushed him forward because they know he's their guy and, they can get him to do whatever they want to. So I think he's impulsive, but I think he used poor judgment. And I think he's really naive because it's just something about him the American people just don't trust. I don't think they really um, feel they can trust him, nor do they believe him. And newsflash, I don't think Trump's base really likes you either. So we'll have to see. So I think his support is coming from these mega multi or billionaires, millionaires, whatever. Um, But anyway, poor judgment, risks, he's being naive and inexperienced. Okay, he's gonna find out. I really do believe he's gonna find out. He might be biting off more than he can chew. So the next card I got for him was the World card reverse. Okay, here's the World card. Now, if the World card were upright, it means success, achievement, accomplishment, travel, completion. This is what he thinks is going to happen. Fulfillment, sense of belonging. No, I don't think his base really feels like he belongs there. Wholeness, the end, reaching your goal, expanding horizons, physical and emotional health. Now, I've always said I don't even think his boss likes him. I don't. And I think if his boss gets a win that he's trying to stab him in the back, he's going to take him down. And all he has to do is take him down with his base by, words and coming out against him and maybe not even supporting him if he were to run for president later. Or may not support him if he decides to give up his position because he's tired. I don't think he wants Vance to have his position. I think that's why he has put off leaving the job in the first place because he doesn't want Vance to get it. But let's see what this reverse message is. Okay, it's kind of what I said. A lack of success, stagnation. Okay, that means he's not going to be able to move. And he's not going to have the booming success that he thinks he's going to have. Lack of achievement, disappointment, burden, lack of completion. Um, he may or may not get into the presidency. And I always felt like if he did, it would be for a very short time. It's going to be such a mess. And the people do not believe anything he says, so he won't last long. He'll be in and out here. Okay, and all his hopes and dreams of stabbing his leader in the back to get his position are going to go down the drain. Okay, I feel this is for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. Okay, I think I might be right because guess what card came up next? The devil card. Okay, so let's see what it says. It says addiction, depression, mental health issues, ego. Now, ego, I'm pretty sure of. The others, I don't know. Secrecy, obsession, cheating, dependency, bondage, materialism. I'm pretty sure of that. Sexuality, powerlessness, hopelessness, abuse, violence, assault. Okay, now I've never heard anything about him being that type of person, but you never know. Finding it hard to let go, the power of negative thinking. Okay, I'm thinking that when he decides and when he finds out that, that the Republicans are just not that into you, JD, that it may bring on some mental depression because he really thinks he's going to get that job and that he's going to run it. And I think some of his sponsors, his people that are backing him, they think so too. But I think the American people are pushing back. And you're going to see a whole lot of pushback in 2026. We have just had it, and we're going to take our country back by the vote. Okay, you'll see. All right, so anyway, it says the devil, negative thinking, the power of negative thinking. Okay, and the last card is what is this? The Knight of Swords, reverse. Okay, here's what it looks like upright. So this is the knight charging in swiftly. He's got his sword up. He's ready to fight. But this came out in the reverse position. It says missed opportunity. Yeah. Out of your depth. I think he's out of his league, actually. Out of control. Left behind. I think the Republicans are going to leave him behind. Rude. He's very rude. He's tactless. Yes. He's hurtful. Someone who opposes and upsets your plan. Somebody's going to upset his plan. It may be his boss too. He may upset his plans because he's going to feel like, hey, you tried to, you're just too happy about getting my job. Even if sometimes if you get sick or you have to leave a job, you leave it because you have to, but you're not happy about it. And you're not happy about others being happy that you're leaving your job either because you have to. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think his boss is not going to like the fact that he's ecstatic about him leaving. Okay. So let's see. Maybe we'll do one clarifying card. We really don't need it, but let's just do one clarifier for JD, one to JD. First 3 months of 2026. So I don't know if this card is trying to say that JT will be leaving in 3 months. I don't know. It's hard to tell time when it comes to Trevor. But anyway, here's what I got. Okay, I think this kind of backs it up. Look, this is the Five of Cups card. And if you can see this picture, it's a person, they're turning their back on something and moving away, going away. They're upset about these three cards that they've lost. They do have two cards left, but they're not interested in that. Okay, he's not interested. Maybe he could get another job, another type of job as a politician, but he's not interested in that. He was interested in being the president, um, and being the leader and having power. And like I said, if he does get in there, he won't stay long because we the people, the United States people, citizens and the people of the United States are not going to like him, for many reasons. Um, one of them is, Americans usually want people to do the right thing. And one thing that we like is when you stick up for your family. That's the nature of Americans. We're going to stick up for our family. We're going to stick up for our friends. And this man wouldn't even stick up for his wife. And even if people don't like the fact that she's a minority and that her parents were immigrants and whatever, still, overall, we want you to stick up for the people you're supposed to love and stick up for your wife and your kids. I don't know if he's done that or not. Okay, but anyway, Five of Cups. He's going to maybe have sadness. This is what the card says. Sadness, loss, grief, despair, abandonment. I do believe that. Guilt. He's probably going to feel guilty about some things that he went along with, maybe. Remorse. He's going to have a lot of remorse because he didn't handle his big chance well. Regret, trauma, mourning, heartbreak, unwelcome change. Yep. Focusing in or on the negative emotions, isolation, and loneliness. So this is a perfect clarifier here. I think his little plans are not going to work out like he feels, like he thought it was. I think he's going to feel depressed and upset about it. I don't think that he's going to really go forth as the new leader of Trump's base because they're not going to like him. So that's what I got. Love and light to all. Blessings. Bye.